Hello. Another video I wanted to talk about is nose breathing. Okay, I've known about nose breathing for a while because of obviously the research I've looked into with Wim Hof and other breath coaches. I've got a very good friend in New Zealand called Nigel Beach, legend of a guy. He's like a master teacher under Patrick McKeown, great breath coach. He's a Wim Hof instructor, and he's just a good guy himself. Check him out, Nigel Beach. But he advised me to read a book that I was already reading, and it was a book called Breath by James Nestor. Now, as much as I don't really agree with some of the points that James puts there in terms of evolution, right, which is okay, because I understand that he still has to, he's still trying to approach the broader population, so I understood why he came from that approach in the book. But it's a fascinating book. It's a great book. I definitely recommend reading the book. And he talks about the benefits of nose breathing. Now, I've had my nose broke a few times, and I always thought I needed a specific operation on my nose, and I spent years just breathing through my mouth. When I'd train, I would breathe through my mouth predominantly. And since reading the book, he does an experiment in the book where a clinical trial where him and somebody else actually cover their nose up, and they breathe only through their mouth for 10 days and then track their what's going on in the body, and it's fascinating. And then they do 10 days only breathing through the nose and track that. It's great research with reading the book for. It's basically talking in the book about people who have buck teeth, okay? Kids that have buck teeth and like this part of their face predominantly coming out, and there's some great research on old skulls that they have, and how a lot of them didn't have any cavities. Okay, even cavities are down to not nose breathing, and basically how intricate and amazing our noses are. And what's fascinating is that since I read the book, and I've really been conscious of nose breathing to the point where now if I ever go for a run, I'll do the whole run breathing through my nose. Even if I run up and down the mountain, which is a pretty hard run on the heart, I breathe only through my nose. Now, I could never have done that. One of the research in the book shows that the more you actually use your nose, the more it works. Okay, and that's been the case for me. I can breathe so clear through my nose. If I'd have done that, 5 to 10 years ago, it would literally have sounded like a wheezing. Helps you sleep, helps everything. Okay, the nose breathing is so effective. People are walking around with masks on right now. If you just breathe through your nose, one, you talk less, okay, which is a massive benefit in terms of preserving energy, and would help you to go in and think, are your words serving others? And another one is your nose cleans the air, and not just because it's got hairs in the nose, but because the nose releases nitric oxide. Nitric oxide cleans the air, it warms the air for the organs. And since reading the book, I've just been watching so many people breathe, and we have literally turned into do it with your own family. Don't say you've watched this video. Just spend some time, now that you have watched this video, and just observe people around you and watch how much they breathe through their nose. It's like we may as well not have it. So many people don't breathe through their nose at all. Breathing through your nose, even if you have allergies, okay, let's say you have a lot of allergies, breathing through your nose will get rid of those allergies. So many benefits, okay, so many benefits. Even down to recorrecting the structure of people's faces, okay? It's really fascinating. So as an experiment, see, when I first got on it, which was way before this book, I I was aware that certain sleeping positions would make me have a rough night's sleep. Like I was starting to think I was getting sleep apnea if I just slept on my back. But now I have a pillow. Okay, I have a pillow that fits me on my side. So if I'm on my shoulders, it supports my head. I have a good mattress as well. I have a latex mattress from Sri Lanka. If I lie on my back, I don't have a pillow anymore, and I've started sleeping on my stomach again intentionally, because I trained myself out of that years ago, but I actually trained myself back into it. And I actually alternate throughout the night. And I've heard this suggested by a lot of people, even the guy who spoke about raising the bed. So I have a pillow to the side, and I'll start on my stomach with no pillow. And then if I move to one side, I'll just pull the pillow under and I'll sleep on one side. And then through the night, if I wake up, I might lie on my back without the pillow. But what I did was, and then I'll just do that, okay? But what I did was, when I found out about this a while ago to try and correct my sleep apnea, was I bought a chin strap, okay? Now you look like an absolute character going to bed, but I put like it's like a sling, okay? It's like a pocket that goes over your chin, and then you Velcro it around your head and keeps your jaw closed. And then I bought those stickers that open your nasal passages. I've seen athletes using them, but never really give them a go. And I was actually blown away by them. The difference in how much oxygen you can get through your nose was fascinating. It basically sticks to your nose, and it's got like a spine in it, and the spine opens like this and pulls your nasal passages open. I only had to do that for a short period of time, and that really helped my breathing. Obviously, inflammatory foods, processed foods, will affect how you sleep. And obviously, the more in tune we can be with our bodies, the more we can feel whether we're inflamed or not. I'm at a point now when I'm at work where just off how I feel my body is feeling, I'll know my breathing's off straight away. I'll say, okay, I'm feeling inflamed. I know when my body feels inflamed, and when I do that, I'll come to my breath, and I might be breathing shallow. Okay, you know, you're leaning up and you're doing a bit of work, and you're holding your breath, and I'll just slow down, and then I'll be more conscious of my breath. And literally changing your breath changes your inflammation faster than anything else, changes your pH levels and everything like that. So the breath is vitally important. So after this video, what I suggest you do is, obviously it's always important to check yourself, but observe people around you. Observe how they breathe. Most people don't use their nose, okay? So what you can do is, before you give anyone advice, practice it yourself. There's like a movement of people who are taping their mouth up. I'm not saying you have to go to those lengths, but just give yourself reminders to breathe through your nose. How am I breathing? You might think about your breath, and you might be breathing through your mouth. Nose breathe only, okay? Nose breathe only. And then see how you feel. And then read the book. Definitely read the book. There's lots of different research in there, and it's all good. It's all good. Well worth a listen on the audiobook or a read. And yeah, let's get back to breathing with this incredible design, which is just fascinating. Scientists still today are bamboozled with how this creates nitric oxide and more. And the breath really is our link back to the present moment, our link to nature. So I hope this serves you in some way, and it's very important. When you look at urine therapy and you look at nose breathing, they're really back to basics, okay? Because Dadao Jijin. Dadao Jijin means the big way is extremely simple. It doesn't need to be complicated. We think we have to keep adding things and complicating things, and that actually makes that actually makes living a hard life harder. To live a hard, complicated life is actually takes more effort than to live a harmonious, peaceful life. So back to simple things. Wouldn't it make sense when you look at this incredible body that we've got that does things we haven't got a clue that it's doing, right? Wouldn't it make sense that this knows what it's doing and that nature provides everything nature needs? Okay, and we don't have to be afraid of nature. We don't have to be afraid of our own bodies. That our bodies produce a elixir which is designed for us, which is beneficial for us, and that this incredible nose was designed for breath, for breathing. Okay, it was designed for breathing. When you look at the mouth and the nose, this one was designed for breathing, and this one was designed for eating foods. And you know, he's even spoke about nose breathing losing weight. People losing a massive amounts of weight that they just couldn't shake from diets and even trying to exercise through nose breathing. And he talks about different traditions, views on breathing and nose breathing. So well worth reading the book. A little plug for the book there. And yeah, I'd love to hear some of your stories from nose breathing. I love you all. Have a beautiful day.